Yes! Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter fucking Joseph here for video number 3 on your Triple Threat Monday, March the 11th, 2024, or if you're watching from another time zone, or tomorrow, it is now March the 12th, 2024. Thank you so much for watching, right here, back on the main channel, Killer of Demons 66. Now, and as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to this channel and my other channels down below in the description box. And as always, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that motherfucking bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. Because if you do, well, you're pretty much not too sweet, but you're SOL. And you know what that means, motherfuckers. And that's pretty much it. So, like, share, subscribe. You can leave a comment if you wish. But if you leave stupid comments, you can pretty much go to hell. And, that's pretty much it. So if you don't want to be blocked, then don't leave stupid comments. Simple as that. And if you're new here, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. And, if not, you can pretty much hop off and go on somebody else's channel. And, that's that. But if you're new here, you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button on this channel and my other channels as well. Show me your love and support. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap that bell for more. And thank you so much for your support. And if you watch for a minute, you download the video, which still counts, but whether you think so or not, it still counts that you watch my video. So, and you love me, so I love you too. Not, but it is what it is, and that's pretty much it. Alright guys, on this late Monday night, and you know what that means. Like I said, March the 11th, 2024, or if you're watching this tomorrow, it is March the 12th, 2024. I'm going to try to get this up, finish this up pretty quickly. Not that too quickly, but we'll see what happens with that. I got jury duty in the morning. I got to get up in the next 6 hours, pretty much the next 6 hours, and I got to get out of here. I got to be at the fucking courthouse by 8:30 in the morning. I really don't want to be there. I got other fucking things to worry about than going to freaking jury duty and wasting my goddamn time. And 9 times out of 10, I don't even get picked, so I could care less. I'm just there to bore myself half to death, and I get a nice little paycheck, and that's it. And then I don't have to see the inside of that crappy place and for the next 4 to 8 years. So it's just a waste of time. And even if you do get picked, hopefully you don't have to get on a case that lasts a long time. I mean, it'd be nice you get a lot of money out of that, but still, you feel like you're wasting your time there. Because you have to listen to you listen to the lawyers, you have to listen to the judge, and it's just, you know? That's why it's so boring. It is so boring. Why do we need a jury? Oh, it's because it's in the Constitution and it's all this other shit. Oh, the man should be tried by should be judged by his peers and shit. You don't even know these people! By your peers, my ass. You know, like, you have these people that range from, 18 all the way up to, 70. Or maybe 80. I don't know what the age range is, but I'm just hypothetically saying. It's just ridiculous that strangers, have to put your life, your fate is in the jury's hands most of the time, and it's stupid. And the jury gets the things wrong almost 85% of, not I would say 85, but like 75% of the time, they get everything wrong because they don't know actually hear the facts and everything. And then, you know, the lawyers act like assholes. They want you to believe this. I'm like, I don't give a fuck! That's what I did in my last video about judging people. Yeah, if they did something horrific, yeah, that guy deserves to die or deserves to be in jail for the rest of his fucking life. But a little missy, you know, oh, he forgot to pay his car payment, so yeah, you paid a fine. Let me alone. You paid a fine. Shut up. Maybe a couple of weeks in jail, maybe a month or two max in jail, depending on what the case is, you know. But if it's like a high-profile case, then yeah, maybe, you know, yes, depending on the facts, what they did, then yeah, you don't have to judge people just because they're black or they're white or Chinese or whatever they are, in the case or whatever. And in general, we shouldn't have this racism and all this stuff just because of the color of their skin or their past history. And I mentioned that in my video with the whole pedophilia thing. People shouldn't judge me because of stuff I did 12 years ago. It's basically hearsay right now. It's hearsay. It's done and over with. I'm going to go another 12 years, and I'm going to be near 60, and I'm still getting labeled a pedophile? I mean, come on now. But these 20 to 30-year-old schmucks that don't respect their elders, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. And I don't care if you call me a pedophile for the rest of my life. You got no actual fucking facts and actual proof, because it's pretty much slander. Oh, I'm going to use your video from 2015. That ain't going to matter. That ain't going to matter. 2015, 2024, 9-year gap, dumbass. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's going to believe you in a court of law or anywhere about something I said on video in 2015. Words. That's all it is. It's all words. Words with no backbone. And I care less at this point. I'm just done defending myself with all that, and I really don't give a shit about that. Didn't bring up, oh, he wanted to rape a cat. That don't matter either. Gonna judge me because I said a really bad joke 2 years ago. And I admitted it was a bad joke after the fact. It was a stupid joke. I shouldn't have said it at the time, so. It was sarcasm, and nobody, people just can't take sarcasm. They just cannot take things that are said on the internet that are in a sarcastic kind of way. They can't take it seriously. Like, oh, he's a cat diddler. He's a schmuck. I'm like, yeah, I'm a schmuck, but I'm not a schmuck. I mean, but it is what it is, but, don't judge me because of that shit and the pedophile shit. Judge me, don't even judge me at all. But I feel like, I'm, Joan of Arc, or, I'm Jesus, going to the cross and everything. I get judged by Pontius Pilate. And, are you the son of, you're the son of God? Yes, I am the son of God. Are you Jesus of Nazareth? Yes, I am Jesus of Nazareth. Are you a Jew? No. I am Jesus. I made all this stuff happen. I rose Lazarus from the dead. I did all this stuff, and you're gonna crucify me? Because I'm the Son of God? Jesus was, not to say anything bad about Jesus, because Jesus is my Lord and Savior, but if Jesus was a real prick, you know what he would do to Pontius Pilate and all his goons? He would annihilate him. Like, you dare to judge the Son of God? What is wrong with you people? But Jesus died for our sins, and, you know, even if he didn't really commit a crime. Think about it. And I'm taking things out, I might take things out of context, I might say something bad, but it's the truth. Pretty much, Jesus did all these miracles and everything, and he got judged for that by Pontius Pilate and a bunch of dumbasses. And what happened? He got put on the cross and died. Because he's like, I got nothing else to prove. And he said, God, it is finished. And basically, all the blood coming down from his hands and his feet, and all the whipping and shit he got. And really, Jesus could have saved himself. He didn't have to die. He could have somehow got out of that. But, he died and rose on Easter. And pretty much in 19 days, we're gonna celebrate his resurrection. Basically. So, but like I said, if it was different back in biblical times, Jesus would have never been judged for creating miracles and, healing the sick and raising the dead and this and that. I don't know how life would have been after that. But I'm just hypothetically saying, but the what ifs of life. What if Jesus was never died and got crucified? What if he was never judged by Pontius Pilate? Among other people that judged him. It's just, Pontius Pilate and his people basically said, we don't believe you. But others believed him after he did all these miracles in Nazareth and in Israel and everywhere we went, basically. People said, you can't do this, And then they're like, what? And then he cured a blind man, He cured leprosy and everything. And people like, and then bowing at his feet. We love you, Jesus, And then Jesus was talking in parables half the time. It's like that lyric in, Holier Than Thou by Metallica. Judge not the TV, just yourself. I think it's the lyric. Judge not other people, judge yourself. So, don't judge people, judge yourself. That's pretty much what I think that lyric means. I could be wrong, but that's that. But watch the video. I talk a lot about me being judged ever since I was a little bitty hoaxer dude up until now. I'm getting sick of being judged by immature little bitches on YouTube and in real life and on social media. And like I said, you don't like me, I don't personally give a fuck. I don't like you, I'm not gonna watch you. But if you continue to piss me off, I'm gonna block you, and I'm just gonna tell you how it is. And if you can't handle that, then too fucking bad. Because you think you can go back and forth with me and this and that, and think you're humiliating me and owning me. Sadly, you're not. Because I can give it to you 100 million times worse. So don't cry. Actually, do cry. Cry me a river, bitches. Because I'm not gonna back down to a bunch of little boys. And that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna be my own person, and I'm gonna do my own thing in real life and on this website. And like I said, if you don't like it, do not watch my videos. But you're gonna watch it. You know why? Because you love me. And you got nothing else to talk about on your boring as fuck dead channels. I don't care if you have 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, 25,000 subs. And you get a lot of views. That's all you can get. Off my name and off other people's names, and you think we're weak. your week. Because that's all you can do is just talk about other people besides myself. Because you got nothing else to talk about on your channel. That's why I hate the commentary community on YouTube. It's so boring. Or the critique community, not the commentary community. The critique thing, where they just randomly have channels just devoted to other people's videos. And you do know that's copyright, right? But, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I know there's a lot of freaking archives about my videos, but I really don't care. Just gives me more exposure. Thank you. But it is what it is. But like I said, I mean, I care about those. I really don't care about those archive channels. And then people will come onto my channel to see what I'm doing now, and instead of, they see all my videos from like 2013 up to now. They're like, oh, this guy sucks. This guy, let's fuck with this guy. Or let's just, like, oh, he's very, some actual real people will come on my channel. It's like, oh, he's great. There are good people on YouTube. I haven't met him in person, but, I'd love to meet Real Rowdy Sport Rowdy. I'd like to meet Easton, and, Joe Cronin. I like to hang out with Joe and have not have a beer per se, but I like to hang out and have a nice cold beverage with Joe Cronin. I met other people I actually met a couple people on YouTube, and some people actually that I've gone out into the city, I gone out here in Brooklyn, they know me from YouTube. It's like, hey, you got that guy from YouTube? I'm like, yeah. What of it? I was like, oh, you did a great, I actually went to a baseball game, a minor league baseball game for the Mets, and I'm just walking on the promenade. I think I was going to get something to eat. And somebody came up to me. Yeah, it was a kid, but it was an older kid, like 18 years old, not like 13 or 14. Kid comes up to me and says, hey, are you Peter Gilmore from YouTube? I go, yes. Who are you? It's like, oh, I saw your Raw review. I thought it was great. Or not my Raw review, one of my predictions videos. I was like, oh, I saw one of your predictions videos. I thought it was great. I was like, oh, you subbed to me? He goes, no, but I'm going to sub. I'm like, oh, thanks. Spread the word. And I left. I could have took a picture. He's like, $5 for the picture, asshole. But, every once in a while, some people, that live in my area, they come up to me and say, hey, aren't you that guy on YouTube? I'm like, there's a lot of guys that look like me on YouTube. Gotta be careful because, he just gets like, you guy, you suck. I'm like, I don't give, like, yeah, you blow. I suck and so is your mom. But it is what it is. But I met a couple of people on this website, actually, that had one has a channel, currently has a channel, and there's maybe one or two other people that had channels that don't have them. I don't think they have them anymore, but they just like frequent YouTube and different chats and everything. And I met a couple of them, but some of them I only see at various indie shows, but other than that, I probably met, I say a handful of people that are actually on YouTube. That's pretty much it. So I'm not well known per se, but people have known who I am since pretty much 2010. I know I don't have a lot of subs. I wish I did have a lot of subs way back when. If I didn't get involved with this stupid petty drama, I would have had a lot of subs by now. But, it is what it is. And, I don't care if I get judged for the rest of my life on YouTube. I don't get a lot more subs. And if I end my career in the next 5, 10, 15 years. At least I had a good run, and I went out the way I wanted to go out. There's a good old-fashioned Gilmore Cutter like bang! On my terms. Not listening to schmucks that, still play with their mommy's titty, and that's, pretty much it. I'm gonna go out the way I want to go out, on my terms, not yours, or anybody else's, so you gotta put up with me for the next 15, 20 years, and I'm gonna make you so sick of me, you're gonna vomit. You're gonna wish you never met me on YouTube. Because I am your nightmare come true. And your mom and your girlfriend's wet dream come true as well. So, we move on with that. Alright, clip that too. Because you know my intros are amazing. But I digress. Alright, so like I said, check out my other 2 videos in the description box below. My mini semi-rant about judging people and everything. And also check out on my Peter fucking Joseph channel my video about Muhammad Ali getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame for 2024. A great induction, a great person to get inducted, and maybe we'll get more people this week, like we did last week. We got 3 of them, and already we got 4 people ready for the Hall of Fame, and then we got 25 days left until WrestleMania. So we got about a little over 3 weeks away, and I think we're gonna get at least, I say 3, maybe 4 more inductees, maybe more. I don't know. We already got the headliner, which is, I would think it's going to be Heyman. It's in Philly, so it fits to have Heyman as the headliner. And then they have Bull Nakano. They already got the woman. They got the tag team with the U.S. Express, Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham. They got the celebrity, which is now Muhammad Ali. I don't know if there's going to be like a co-headliner. Maybe get Bray Wyatt. Maybe a faction. Maybe like the Nation of Domination. Might be another tag team, like Demolition. Who knows? And we got the Shad Gaspard Award, which used to be the Warrior Award, which I don't know who that's going to go to. There was rumors of DDP getting it, but I guess we're going to have to wait another 24 days until the Hall of Fame emanates on April the 5th, from the Spectrum in that shithole city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And there you go. We got that. Alright. So check out those 2 videos down below in the description box. Alright. Now, really quickly, I gotta get this out of the way and done because I gotta get some sleep. Not that I'm gonna get any anyway. But at least I'll get some type of nap before I go to jury duty and take a longer nap. But I gotta, I can take it, I can, like, close my eyes for a little bit, but gotta have my ears open just in case my name gets called. Just to be coherent, because, I could be sitting alone, and then next thing you know, like, 15 people sit next to me, and I gotta, like, wake up, and I'm like, shit. And I got freaking Aussie books. I'm gonna be reading a lot of metal books that I have. Cause I'm gonna be there pretty much almost all day, unless I get picked and I get the case gets dismissed, or I get picked and I get picked to go. I get picked and then I don't get picked for the jury, and I just go home, get my check, go home. I'm like, good, I'm out of here. Go grab some lunch and get the fuck out of here and go home and go to sleep. Pretty much, but I got some reading material just in case. And there's some good old-fashioned heavy metal books from the great Ozzy Osbourne and his hot daughter Kelly. And yeah, I do got Kelly's book too. But I got like 6 Aussie books, but I'm not bringing 6 of them, but I'm bringing one book. I'm bringing Eddie Trunk's book. I don't know the name of it, but the Life and Times of Heavy Metal, Volume 2, something like that. You know, you saw it, we saw it on his That Metal show, and he was promoting the first volume, and now I got the second one for free, because I was on the show, in the audience, me and Rosa were there. I really, really wish they put that on YouTube. It is so hard to find. And what sucks is I couldn't take pictures there, so you gotta say, oh, you're never there! Actually, I do have a pic, but I can't find it, of me and Miss Box of Junk, Jen. Jen is her name. Jen! But I do have that. I think I still have the picture of me and Eddie Trunk somewhere. So yeah, I did meet Eddie Trunk. I met Jen, Miss Box of Junk. I wanted to meet Uncle Ted. That's Ted Nugent for you dumb people at home. I didn't even know Ted Nugent was going to be the guest until I got there. I thought it was going to, like, lead a Ford. That would have been epic, because she's not from Brooklyn, but she's freaking hot. But that was the week after, so I had to pick what date I wanted. And I had that date, but they said you have to come this date. I'm like, shit! And pretty much it was cold as balls. It was like after a snowstorm. The thing was, I had to work that morning, and then I had to be all the way up in freaking Harlem. Ugh. I had to go home, get dressed into my metal gear, and then go all the way into the city. I think I had to get the 6 train, and I had to take the 6 to the building that it was being taped at, and then I was going to wait for Rosa to come in, because she went with me, she was my guest, and blah, 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 blah. By the time I got there, I was the first one there, which is crazy. And then somebody came out and says, are you here for the metal show? I'm like, yeah, but my guest ain't here yet, and I don't want to wait outside. I mean, I want to wait outside for her to come. It's like, oh, no, so she can come in. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, can I give you her name and my name? So when she comes, she can, meet me downstairs, or wherever we're gonna, meet pre-show or anything like that. So anyway, I get there first, and then a few other people came, and then we went into the building, went downstairs, it's like a basement thing, and then they gave us things for, for stump the trunk and everything. Never used it. I had good questions for Eddie to lose to, but never got used. Even when there were questions that weren't put on the show. But Eddie had a rough night that night. He lost almost every question he couldn't even know. It was crazy. Like maybe 1 or 2 questions he got right, but still. So it is what it is. So I got there. I had no reception. I was like, shit, how am I going to find out if she's even here? So eventually I sat down, and I think the taping didn't start till like 5:36 o'clock. I think it was like 5:36 o'clock, somewhere around there. So finally, I was just waiting, and when I did get reception, I'm like, where are you? And then finally Rosa texted me back. She's like, I'm basically here. I'm like, okay, where are you? She's like, I'm coming downstairs. I'm like, okay. So she came down, and then we sat together, then we waited till we got called to go upstairs to the actual studio. The rest is history. We had to put our jackets in a different place and everything. So then we finally went upstairs, and they had like 3 bleachers, and I sat right over here, right next to where the guitarist or whatever, the drummer, or whoever was going to be there. Blah, 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 blah. It was Gary Hoey, the guitar player who played for Lita Ford. Good guy. I caught his pick, which is crazy. I didn't even know I caught it. He just threw it at me. I thought I caught it. I thought it dropped, either behind the bleachers or next, either on the floor next to me or on the the section next to me. And then I just opened my hand. Boom! Freaking guitar pick. I'm like, oh, I caught it! And I showed it to Gary Ho. He's like, "Oh, you caught it! Good man!" So that was that, and and then Uncle Ted comes out cursing up a storm. I didn't perfect the middle finger. I didn't invent the middle finger, Eddie, but I learned to perfect it. Is this the part where we hump the trunk? Great episode. I wish they would. No, VH1 Classic never fucking died and everything. It was great. It was just great. So when I say I'm Mr. VIP, I mean it. 2 million hits on VH1 Classic, on DVD, multiple times within this moment. So, it's fake. No, not fake. It's not. I met Ted Nugent and you did not. I didn't meet him. I did take a picture with the guy, but I was there for the taping. I used to have it on my DVR, but now I got a new box. That was gone, so it's hard to look up too. But if I ever could find it, and I can download it and maybe upload it, I might get copyrighted by VH1, but I'll sacrifice it. But I might show some pictures of it. If I could just take the pictures of it, I won't get copyrighted most likely. But if I put the video up, yeah, that's a dangerous copyright claim I might get. But anyway, the week after that was taped, it was shown on VH1 Classic, and I was waiting for it, and then me and Rosa watched it, and we were just like seeing if we get shown. We got shown 18 times. We counted it 18 times for a total of 15 minutes. In that span of 30 minutes, half the time you see us in a little for maybe 5 seconds, 5 seconds, about 5 seconds to about a minute or so. When they come back from commercial, there was a part where they came back and they're the camera circle on the thing, and it just shows me where me and Rose were sitting for a good 30 seconds. It was great. It was just great. I loved it. And Rosa loved it. I mean, she loves Uncle Ted. Nugent. Cat scratch fever. So all the women you picked up, that was a vice? No, that was an attribute. Man, banging like all those chicks back in the day, that's an attribute. Not a vice, that's an attribute. Ask Keith Simmons that one. Him and Paul Stanley, slept with so many fucking chicks. You think that's a vice? No, that's an attribute. That's statistics and an attribute, too. But it is what it is, but oh, man. I really wish, freaking that metal show was still on the air now. Or even, that other show that was on, where In This Moment did 2 songs of, I'm Broken and, Talking Metal. What used to be on Fuse. What used to be Fuse. What used to be Much Music, now it's Fuse. But Fuse, it's not Fuse music anymore, it's just showing ridiculous, boring shit. Because there is no music television anymore. You barely even see music videos on BET. I mean, there is some music, there's music that I think is MTV Plus or MTV Hits. They show various music videos. They'll show 120 minutes. They'll show Rock Block, where they show a lot of old stuff. They went from Slayer to fucking Journey in one hour. I'm like, what? I'm jamming out to freaking Seasons of the Abyss. And next thing you know, I'm hearing freaking Separate Ways by Journey. I'm like, that's a good change of pace. Somebody call that guy. Hey, great change of pace there, dude. And next thing you know, you got Nickelback, and then the next video you see is something like George Michael or something like that. I gotta have faith, then like, I just wanna be a rock star, Come on. That is a change of pace. Hey, I did it on my radio shows back in the day. I would play something from like Fleetwood Mac, and then the next song would be like freaking Daddy's Fallen Angel by In This Moment. And then people are like, what the fuck? But I play my liner in the middle of it. You want to change your pace? Then listen to The Time Machine every Tuesday night on BCR. Good times. Good times. I miss college radio. I really do. I had a lot of fun there. Had a lot of fun. Met some great bands. Including this little man. You can't see that, but some good old college buddies of mine. But in any case, put them on the map. Another band. I've known those two people for almost 20 years now. Next year will be 20 years I've known them, and they've been up and down the road, and now they're doing pretty damn good. Just takes time. I know it takes 20 years is too long to even have like a lot. I mean, when they've done so many music videos, but it's like most of the views have been very bad. And now they did 2 music videos, both of them over 100,000 views, which is not great, but still good for them. I wish they got a record deal out of that, but pretty much their third actual CD, but it's very, it is what it is, but still, they kick ass. And I helped them get there, so. Oh, sorry, I had my hand in the way. That too. But I've done it all in the music realm, and I still work in music, helping bands out with, and stuff like that. Photography, going to concerts, filming the concerts, filming various things, and I get paid for it. I get paid well. So I work for a different company, not for the band itself. I work for a agency, so it is what it is. That's why I am Mr. VIP. And you're not. So, once again, you can all be jealous. What are you going to be jealous of? Be jealous of the fact that I'm way better than you. I know more about metal than you. Why don't you debate us about it? No, it was too easy. Way too easy. So I got no time for that. Wrestling the same way. I got no time to debate dumb fucks that don't know any a wrist lock from a wrist watch. But it is what it is. That's it. All right. Let us get to your Monday Night Raw review for tonight, March the 11th, 2024, and we are 3 weeks away from WrestleMania, and that card is looking pretty damn good for night 1 and 2. More storyline progression. We now know who Walter will be facing for his Intercontinental title. We had that 6-man gauntlet match to end the show. Kind of controversial person that won it. I thought it was going to be somebody else, but somebody else won it. So, don't know what's going to happen there. We now know who the law firm of Finn and Priest will face. That's going to be a very interesting match, and the actual tournament to see who gets into that match will begin next Monday night. And we had a lot of other stuff. Like Schmuck Cody's was on the program, crying his eyes out like a little bitch that he is. Well, we'll get to Cody in a little bit, and we have some other matches here and there. Alright, so we are from the Toyota Center. Toyota! We're from that dumb car company, Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. And as our commentary team, as always, on Monday Night Raw. Mitchell Cole, the legend that he is, and another legend, that's Pat McAfee. The mark that he is. And I mentioned it to him on Twitter. I said, Pat McAfee, the mark of all marks. Sell them, pick somebody. It's like, I said, Pat McAfee, you are a mark for Shinsuke Nakamura, Jey Uso, Walter, and Roman Reigns. You are a mark. You think you're a fan, but you're a mark. I might be a Roman mark, but I'm proud to say I'm a Roman mark. And no, not because of Isa. No. I like Roman since 2019, after his leukemia thing. I hated him. I legit hated him. And I said some mean things about him. Really mean things about him. But I apologize for that. And, now he's probably one of my favorite wrestlers in the last few years. Next to Adam Cole, baby, of course. And the Bucks. And the Bullet Club. I have a lot of great favorite wrestlers. From then and now. Now it's pretty much Roman, Shinsuke, of course, Kevin Owens, partly Randy Orton, even though he steals my goddamn move. And of course my Asian triple threat, Kairi, Asuka, and Io. And in some ways, Dakota Kai. She got a badunkadunk. Bayley. I like Bayley only because she's a Niners fan. Roman and most of the Bloodline are Niner fans too, so that's an added bonus in itself. Naomi's a Niner fan. Oh, you didn't know that, didn't you? Well, Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, is a fucking Niner fan. She was at the NFC title game with Jimmy, with Bayley, with Naomi. I don't know if Roman's there. He should have been there, but can't always be everywhere, if you're Roman. But some of the Bloodline were there, and some WWE superstars were there. Specifically, Bayley, Sasha, Naomi, Jimmy Uso. But there's a lot of Niner fans that are also wrestlers. They love the Niners. They love George Kittle and company. Brock Purdy. Niners had a decent day in free agency. Got a couple of edge rushers. Still, we need some offensive linemen. And now Fred Warner's taking a pay cut. Kyle Juice might be taking a pay cut. There was a rumor that he left because of that. I'm like, no. His wife got a humongous deal for her fashion line. So he could leave. He could just retire, and he's fine. He's set for life because his wife is making so much money with her clothing line. It's a good fucking clothing line. Those jackets. Hey, send me one. If I had the money, I'd buy one from her. Those are like superiorly good freaking jackets. And you won't get them at your local Gap or even at the Men's Warehouse. Well, I would say Modell's, but Modell's is history. Might get them I would say the Sports Emporium. I think that's closed down too. At your local store, they sell, Dick's Sporting Goods. Or whatever you get your merchandise from. Mostly it's online on the team website. There's not that many clothing stores that sell, sporting good merchandise, unless you go to a sporting goods store like Dick's Sporting Goods. Not like a mom and pop sporting goods store that used to be around back in my day. There was one basically right near me, and I used to get a lot of jerseys. I don't have them anymore because they're, I got older and I got bigger. not big, fat big, but, you know. I outgrew some of my jerseys, my Ranger jerseys, too. Back in the 94 days, too. I still have my stick. Not that stick. My stick's down there. You want to see my stick? No. Only Rosa gets to see the stick. But I digress on that. But anyway, I still have my hockey stick from, like, 1990... When did I buy that goddamn thing? In the early 90s. Still good. Hasn't been broken. Not even once. I taped it up a little bit. That's the only thing I did. I used it rarely. Well, when I was playing hockey back in the day, that's one of the sticks I used until I broke my freaking leg. That's why my right kneecap is so fucked up. And a few months ago, I was running to get my bus, and I tripped and fell, landed on my kneecap. I was lucky to even get up. But now I got a humongous... I have a limp. When I walk, I have a little bit of a limp. And I can barely go up and down the stairs. I'm fucking disabled. I'll admit that. I am disabled, but I still can work. I just can't bend so much. That's why I have back issues. All the times I worked in, in retail... while working doing my music job, I had a 3.5 year job in retail. It sucked. It was good. I got good money, but still, it hurt my back so bad. That's probably why I have a bad back. I have a bad knee on top of that. I have on and off myalgia, or I'm getting close to fibromyalgia. I'm borderline diabetic. I'm a mess. But I still look good. It's my health, I gotta fix my health problems a little bit. But I'm getting to that. Slow process. But everything's okay. I'm going to physical therapy for my back and my knee. I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier. I'm actually starting fruit gummies. But, the Better Health, what do they call it? The Better Health, I don't know the name of the brand, actually. I think it's Better Health Fruit Gummies. And I have a couple in the morning. I might get the veggies as well. You have, 2 in the morning of fruit and 2 at night of veggies. Because I gotta start eating a lot more veggies, because I eat a lot of junk food. So, gotta lay off the Pepsi a little bit, but I love Pepsi, I can't stop. I can't stop. I just can't stop. Like Nikki Sixx would say. That guy is crazy. But, you thought Ozzy was crazy. I can't stop. The blood is just trickling down and forming a pool. I woke up, I can't stop. I just can't stop. Because he was shooting heroin pretty much 15 times a day. The life of a rock star, man. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I would never do anything like that. I would just have the sex and the rock and roll. Thank you. No drugs. I'm straight edge. No drinking either. But, gotta be careful of that, because, you can get, a good Jack and Coke. Next thing you know, it's laced with heroin. And I'm like, oh, this is good. What is this? Oh. Then you're taking a dirt nap. Or you're just knocked the fuck out. And then you don't know. You don't know what happened. I had this drink. I had one drink, and I'm knocked out for 2 days. The hell? And then you have to go to the doctor to find out what the fuck happened. It's like I had one drink. Maybe they do a toxicology thing on you. Then the fellas like, oh, you had heroin in your system. Like, how? Oh, fuck. Didn't check my drink because they released it. They switched my drink. They spiked it. But it is what it is. All right, enough about that. All right, let's really get into Raw. I gotta get out of here. Alright, so Mitchell Cole and Pat McAfee on commentary for Monday Night Raw. Alright, so we open with a quick recap of Night 1 and that epic tag team match that's going to ensue with the bloodline of Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, and the head of TKO, the boss, basically, and that is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Going up against Seth freaking Rollins and Cody! MDKO Cody! You crybaby bitch! With that, and the added caveat of that match, that if Cody and Seth win, then on night 2 with Cody and Roman for the Undisputed title, the Bloodline is banned from the ring. But if Roman and Rock win, which they will, then it's no disqualification, anything goes, the Bloodline can do whatever the fuck they want. And also, if Cody loses to Roman on night 2, he can never, ever fight for the world title again. So basically, AEW, basically 3-4 years ago. Almost not the same storyline, but the same type of stipulation that Cody had when he was facing Jericho for the title. He's like, if I can't beat you, Jericho, I will never fight for the world title again. So, not only did he not finish the story in AEW, he didn't finish the story last year, and he won't finish the story this year. He is done. Cody is done. He is not the guy. Even though Hunter wants him to be the guy, the ratings will still suck with him as champ. Raw's ratings will suck. Not even Raw, I should say. Well, SmackDown per se, but it won't suck that bad. But Cody as champ, nobody wants to see that. It would be nice for all you Cody crybabies out there, but Roman is just red hot right now. As much as Rock is overshadowing him, do you really want to end the streak when you have Hogan's number pretty much 170 something days away? Do you really want Hogan to be above Roman when Roman just leaps and bounds way better than Hogan was in his prime? Roman is going to retain. He's going to break the record, go 4+ years as champ, get the 1,500 days, then he will finally lose. That's what I think is going to happen. Just let him break Hogan's record. Let him lose to Braun Breaker. I don't care if he loses to Cody at Survivor Series. I don't care. He should not, and I mean not, lose at Mania to a schmuck like Cody. Because of The Rock. Because he had to put they're doing this whole Avengers thing. What, you think Cody is Adam Warlock, or you think he's Iron Man? No. Cody reminds me of Bucky. Captain America's little buddy. That's what he is. Cody is the Bucky of WWE. We don't know who Thanos is. That's Roman. Roman well, I guess you can put him as Thanos. I would put him as Galactus because he's like the eater of worlds. No pun with Bray Wyatt, but still, Roman is like Galactus. Cosmic power. Doesn't even need the Infinity Gauntlet, but pretty much now he is Thanos. He has pretty much every fucking gem. And he's just like annihilating people for 3+ years now and counting. So, and all these people are like, oh, it's time to end this thing. Cody's like, oh, we're in the final inning. Yeah, and you're gonna strike out. Just like Casey at the bat. One more swing and Casey struck out. Whiff! Just like the New York Yankees. He's gonna strike out and he will be done. And he'll cry some more. And then the fans are like, fuck Cody, he'll never do it. And then Cody in turn will get pissed, and then hopefully he should turn heel go after Seth Rollins. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go after Seth fucking Rollins when Rollins turns on him, either on night 1 or on night 2. And really, I think the Bloodline's gonna win night 1. That's pretty much a definite. Night 2, that's a toss-up. I think Cody should take the pin on night 1, and Seth gets all pissy about that. And then Seth will eventually lose to Drew McIntyre. And, Drew will be so beat up from night 1, he can't even fight Drew McIntyre in night 2. And you think Seth, and then eventually Seth's gonna come back and probably do something to Cody. He's like, I gotta save Cody, I gotta help him finish the story. And he's all taped up, he's like limping to the ring. And Cody's like, oh, my boy Seth Rollins is gonna save me. And then next thing you know, Seth's like, stop! Fuck you! And he's like, he rips off his rib. He's like, he rips off the tape from his ribs or his back or whatever. He's like, I'm fine. Cody, Seth at Payback or at Money in the Bank or in Saudi Arabia. There you go. But Seth's not going to be the champ, though. And neither is Damian Priest. Damian Priest is probably the worst Money in the Bank winner since Baron Corbin. Not even Cena. Cena's even better. But at least he cashed in and lost. I mean, not Elias. Damien Sandow should have won the title from Cena. He should have. Even if he held it for like a week. It would have been fine. Both going at it. What happened? Smashed by Roman. Well, was it Roman or Brock? I think it was Brock. But whatever. But, But freaking Damian Priest. I mean, yeah, he had teased. He teased for almost a year now of cashing in. And he has pretty much a perfect opportunity to cash in at WrestleMania. It's not going to be on Roman, I'll tell you that much. But, because even if Seth somehow, someway beats Drew, he's going to be in no condition to fight. And then Damien's finally going to come out. Oh, we got the cash in. Damien finally legit cashes in, wins the belt. So Damian Priest will be your new World Heavyweight Champion. And then Drew's pissed off. Drew will might turn face and go after Damian Priest. Then win the belt. Then eventually will face Punk later on by SummerSlam. And yeah, Punk's coming back in 2 weeks in Chicago. Whoop-de-doo! March 25th, he comes back in Chicago. Of all places, Chicago. Who cares? Fuck Phil Brooks. That's all I gotta say about that. I bet you he gets hurt just talking. Oh my god, it's... Anyway. Alright, so we see the quick recap of what happened last week on SmackDown with Cody slapping The Rock after The Rock basically talking about his family. You were a mistake, Cody. So see what Cody's got to say, and then The Rock is definitely going to have a field day with what Cody did tonight, crying like a little bitch. If he hasn't put it up now, he's probably going to put it up tomorrow, and all the way up until Friday Night SmackDown in Memphis. Oy, can't wait for that. That's going to be insane. And Roman would be there in Memphis too, so we got that. Alright, so speaking of Drew McIntyre, he comes out first to start the show. Talks about how Seth is a junkie who had to decide to wrestle twice at WrestleMania because that's what he does, because he's Seth freaking Rollins. So he takes a shot at CM Punk. And we got a CM Punk chant from the marks in the crowd in Houston. So then Drew talks about the bigger picture, which is The Rock. He says, wrestling has evolved over the years, and here we are with a chance to work with the biggest star in the world. The Rock is the boss. Pretty much. So then Seth freaking Rollins comes out with a sparkly ruby red getup. Are we going to see the wizard? Who knows, man? Maybe he is the wizard.
We love to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We represent the lollipop game. Okay.
Yeah, but, you know, Seth had a fit that was like pretty much almost out of Wizard of Oz. Like he took the ruby slipper and just like, oh, I'm gonna put on a suit and pants. Not from the Men's Warehouse. But that too. Alright, anyway, so Seth comes out, all that shit, the fans. So he says, we can get to WrestleMania with one more Claymore. Then he takes off his glasses. And then he gets on his knees like, come on, Drew, come on. One good shot, come on. So Drew just laughs at him. He's like, Seth, you're an idiot. Tells Rollins that he needs to get over the bloodline, focus on me, you think? And he says to use your own advice. So then Seth talks about how Drew complains about everything, which make him sound like that guy from Chicago with all the tattoos. Oh, you mean the hypocrite, right? I guess so. So anyway. So anyway, Seth is ready to fight, but McIntyre's like, nah, you're not worth it. So Rollins like, all right, I'm gonna somehow provoke you to come in this ring and fight me. So he says, of everything I have going on at WrestleMania, including my injuries, my blown out leg and my back and shit, you are the lowest on my list. So then Drew's like, oh, really? I should be number one on your list. So he goes to the ring, and looks like he was about to get in the ring, but he's like, ah, fuck you, man. So, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much build to this match, because Seth's involved with, you know, he's getting overshadowed by Cody, who's getting overshadowed by pretty much The Rock, and Roman's just there for the ride. So, you'll wonder why Seth is going to lose on night one and lose the title. I mean, if he takes the pin on night one, then loses on night two, that really fucks up his credibility. I would have Cody take the pin, I would have Rock pin Cody, and then on night two, Seth loses his belt, maybe thanks to the bloodline. Maybe. I don't know if Jimmy or Solo will help Drew beat Seth Rollins. Yeah, it could happen, but you never know. And then in turn, it's bloodline rules. So Seth could come out and try to, get revenge on the bloodline for, beating him up so bad and having Drew, win the title. Maybe Seth helps Cody, but in turn Drew comes out, beats the fuck out of Seth, or beats up Cody. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild on night two. I mean, who knows what the ending is going to be to that match? Is Cody going to hold up the title and the reign of terror is over? 1,300 and change days? I mean, it's pretty much all but over. The greatest storyline in the modern era ends like that. Of course, maybe The Rock helps Roman. It was all a ruse for pretty much a month. Almost 2 months. Pretty much will, but you never know. Or does Rock and Roman basically tell Cody, you're not the guy, go fuck yourself? So the ending, I think the ending might come in the ring. It's not going to be told beforehand. They're going to tell the story. Roman's beating the fuck out of Cody. Cody comes back. Roman comes back. Then the Bloodline guys come out. Jimmy comes out. Solo comes out. They're beating up Cody. And Cody maybe gets help from, Jimmy, Usos, maybe Sami Zayn, maybe Kevin Owens. The entire locker room comes out to help Cody. And then in turn, they take care of Jimmy. They take care of Solo. The Rock comes out near the end, beats the fuck out of everybody, and then he just looks at Roman and he's like, gives him a nod, and then Roman goes for the spear, but maybe Rock stops him, hits the rock bottom. Everybody's like, yeah, he turned on the Rock! He turned on him! He turned! Everybody's like, oh, this is it! Michael Cole's having a fucking orgasm. It's like, come on, Cody! Come on, finish your story! Finish your story! And then Rock's like, do it! Do it! And then maybe there's no ref and Rock counts to 1, 2, 3, which doesn't count, Rock! Just remember that. If you see the Rock count 1, 2, 3, it does not count. I don't care if Rock is the top guy. He's the boss. You trying to pull Paul Heyman and eat on One Night Stand when freaking RVD beats Cena? Technically, it's a win for Cody, but in reality, it's not. So, we could see that type of ending. Or maybe Roman gets rock bottomed, and then Cody does his stupid shit with the Cody cutters and, hits like 3 crossroads, and there's no ref, and then Rock is like, oh, I'll count. 1, 2, it doesn't matter if the Rock counts to 3, Cody! Then he rock bottoms Cody, and then, like, Paul Heyman's like, get up, my tribal chief! Get up! And then Roman gets up, he's like, and he sees what happened, and Rock's like, get him! And then Roman hits the spear, 1, 2, 3, good night. Good night. Michael Cole's pitching a fit. But then again, we can see Tama Tonga come in. We can see Jacob Fatu. We can see so many freaking Bloodline members, it's not even funny. We can see Alpha and Sika come out and beat up like Cody or something like that. I doubt that because Alpha and Sika are old as you know what, but I'm thinking we're gonna get a Bloodline member coming out that nobody thought about, like Rikishi. Like Rikishi might help Roman. Then again, I don't know about that, but I could see Rikishi maybe getting involved with like Jimmy and Jay Uso match. Like he comes out and says, "Hey, you guys need to stick together." And then Jimmy and Jay reunite after the match. Like, yeah, we're gonna be brothers. Think about that. And then on night 2, Roman's getting his ass handed to him. Basically, and Cody's about to win a match, and then, Jimmy Uso comes out, he gets beat up by whoever, Solo comes out, Cody takes care of him easily, or Seth Rollins and company, help, they get rid of them and everything, and then, Roman gets turned on by The Rock, and then next thing you know, you see, like Jay Uso's like, hey, Rock, knocks The Rock out and helps Roman win, and then we have the entire bloodline is stronger than ever. You don't need The Rock. It's so many things. I'm just saying, hypothetically, but we'll see what happens with that. So, alright, so Rollins tries to provoke Drew. Drew doesn't take the bait. And that's it. No physicality, no nothing. So I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on Monday Night Raw, my friends. Alright, then we get a video for Chad Gable, who's ready for the gauntlet match coming up tonight. Because he needs his chance to get at Walter again. Because it just feels right. That's it. Hopefully, we'll see if he wins or not. And that's it. Alright, then we get to our first official match of the night. We start with the ladies. Oh, we got 2 hotties in that ring. We got the man, Becky Lynch, taking on the crazy chick, Liv Morgan. And this comes from last week, where Morgan interrupted Becky versus Nia. After, Becky interrupted Nia versus Liv. And we got that. So, and then the match was made last week. And then we was like, in the background. So, pretty decent match. Liv Grezza had one at the start, gets sent to the apron, they switch places in a hurry. Liv hits a suicide dive for the BDU as we go to break. Come back, Liv runs over Becky with a shoulder block and then a nip up to, show it off. She nips up like, oh, look at me, shaking her tatas. But anyway, Becky fights back, goes up top, gets only to dive into a code breaker. Somebody watching Jericho tapes. And then it puts her on a double down. Becky gets back up. Liv catches her with a springboard code breaker this time. Interesting. Then they fight to the apron. Liv busts out a sunset flip powerbomb to the floor. Ow. Brings her back in and gets a near fall out of that. And kind of surprised at the kick out. She's all frustrated. She's pissed. So she gets back up, and I think she went for up to the middle rope, goes for a dive off the middle rope. Becky catches her, hits a very quick manhandle slam as we go to break. And you come back, Liv gets locks in the Rings of Saturn, circa Perry Saturn. That gets reversed to set up a cross arm breaker from Becky. Then they trade rollers for a near fall. Liv then hits Oblivion out of nowhere, but Becky rolled to the outside. Liv sends her right back in, hits a knee in the corner, and then does another dive into another manhandle slam. This time Becky gets the pin 1, 2, 3 in 15.5 minutes. Pretty decent match. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Becky looks to for a code of honor, and it's accepted. And then Mommy Rhea Ripley comes out, looking hot, amazingly hot. Did you see how hot she was? Woo! Nice hair. She looked great. Oh, sign me up. Anyway, sorry, Buddy Murphy. It's magic. So she comes down to the ring. And then she looks at Liv. Liv starts yelling at her, says, I'm gonna take everything from you! Everything! So Rhea's like, get out of here. So Rhea gets in the ring and asks Becky if this was worth it for her. And Mommy says, I'm willing to fight anywhere, anytime. But it's just so you, Becky, can prove that you're still the best. And deep down, Becky knows that, Becky, you know deep down I'm better than you. But it is what it is. And then we find out, we go to the back later in the show. Liv's, tending to her wounds. Becky comes in. They shake hands, have a little huggy hug. And then Nia, Jax comes in, obliterates them. Throws Liv into some some equipment boxes, and then hits the manhandle slam through the table by like a merch table, not the merch table, but a merch table. Lays her out, and then Becky is in the trainer's room, healing up, and basically challenges Nia Jax to a last woman standing match next week in Raleigh, North Carolina. So, Becky might not make it to Mania 100%, and Mommy is going to feast on it. And there's a good chance that there's a good chance that Mommy Rhea Ripley will come out of WrestleMania a one-year champ. And I don't know who can beat her at this point. If she does win, who does beat her? Charlotte? Or is it going to be... I think it's going to be Liv Morgan. Maybe a Payback. Maybe... in Saudi Arabia. At the end of May. Because there's 2 pay-per-views in May. Yeah. We got Payback on May the 5th, I believe. In France. And then May 25th, basically 3 weeks later... You got the Saudi Arabia show, which doesn't have a name yet, which might be Night of Champions, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's the day before NXT Battleground and Double or Nothing on the same goddamn night. It's ridiculous that happens. I think Double or Nothing is going to squash Battleground. I don't care who's on the show, who's facing for the belt. Double or Nothing is going to obliterate it. Nobody's gonna watch that unless you have double screens, or you have two screens open, or you have a tablet over here watching Double or Nothing, and you're on the computer watching Battleground. You do a double watch along. Which, you people do. I personally will not be doing that, because I'm just going to watch the watch-along for Double or Nothing, so. But we'll see when we get there in the end of May, for Memorial Day weekend. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so Becky versus Nia Jax in a last woman standing match next Monday on the program from Raleigh, North Carolina. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so that's that. Alright, then we get a special announcement from the Raw and SmackDown general managers, Adam Pearce and Nicholas Aldis. We have a big announcement for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. No, they are not splitting the titles up, which sucks. But we get a 6-pack ladder match. So Judgment Day will face off against 5 other teams, to be announced, as next week there will be a qualifying matches. So that's going to be insane. 12-man ladder match for the tag team belts. It's going to be a car wreck. And we all know who's going to be in it. DIY, Miz and R-Truth. I could definitely see the Creeds being in it. Maybe the AOP. Maybe, but I mean, we'll see. Maybe the Street Profits. That's 5 teams right there. And then, I mean, they did show a picture of Otis and Tozawa. Who wants to see that? Who wants to see those? Damn it, in Mania. I mean, maybe on the pre-show when nobody's watching. In the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. But, yeah, we got that. But at least, the tag team belts will be on the line. Judgment Day defending against 5 other teams. They are pissed off about it. And rightfully so. But I still think Miz and R-Truth are going to win that match and win the tag team belts. I mean, it should have just been a one-on-one match, not, 5 teams going after the champions, and the champions don't have to factor in it, really have to win the match, retain the titles and everything, but they're pretty much given that those tag titles are going to be changed, and Miz and Truth are going to get the belts, and nobody's going to give a shit. Nice WrestleMania moment, but who cares? And they really should split up the belts. They really should, but are they? I mean, probably not, unless they're going to do it after Mania. If they do the draft. Or, the brand exchange, brand extension, whatever it's called. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I get that segment 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to pretty much an interesting little match. We have Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae of The Way taking on the team of Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. Don't know how long this match. I think it was like 5 minutes. It was kind of overshadowed by Maxine comes in, loads up the reverse caterpillar, and she loads it up. She hits Indy with it, and then she gets up. Candice gets right in her face. And just backs her all the way up in the corner, gets right in her face, shouting about how this is why people don't like you, because you're green, you're doing these stupid moves, nobody likes you, you should not be here, nobody cares about you, not even the people in the back, the women in the back don't like you, management don't like you, you basically suck. And then she goes savage, like Christian Cage level savage. And brings up Maxine's dead brother and says, oh, if he was here, he would be disgusted with you. He would hate to see this. So Maxine's like, and Maxine's in she's just like standing there and basically getting a mouthful from Candace. I'm like, slap the fucking taste out of her mouth! What are you doing? You're just there and somebody's basically telling you, like, oh, you suck. And then brings up your dead family member. That was me. I would slap the fucking taste out of that bitch's mouth. I'm like, you ain't talking about my dead family member in the ring. Get the fuck, bitch, get out of here. And then I would just like beat the fucking shit out of them. Off script. Beat the fuck out of them. And then you have to get referees and stuff to come get me off of the person before I kill him. Fuck that. And then, he pulls apart, and then I start yelling, like, you son of a bitch! Just to make the storyline go on a little bit. But I would go in the back, I would yell at Hunter. I'm like, who wrote that shit? How dare you talk about my dead family members? I didn't approve that. Even though Maxine probably did approve Candace saying that about her dead brother. I just can't get into those types of storylines when they bring an actual thing that happened at a house show or in real life. They bring it in to real life. They bring real life into the WWE or any promotion. They bring it into a story and make it a storyline. I think that's ridiculous. I just don't like that. I can't get behind that. I feel bad for Maxine because she had to just stand there and take it. If it was me, I would have just said, fuck this. I would have proved it, but then I'm like, maybe I'm like, now I'm getting this. I would have just lost it. And then, I go to the back, like, I thought you approved it. Like, well, I couldn't go, well, I changed my mind. After the fact. I was like, how dare you disrespect me like that and embarrass me on live TV? I would have been really, really, really pissed to the point I might quit. I'm surprised Maxine went through with that. I mean, if there's an end game to this, then I'm like, okay, let's see how this... I mean, I'm giving it a little chance. I'm going to give it a chance. If Maxine does not come out of this better than she was before, then this storyline makes no fucking sense. Oh, she's green! You suck! You need more seasoning! Then how about... What you should do is... next week, you have Maxine all pissed, all upset. She's like, I can't, nobody likes me. Maybe Candace is right. I don't belong here. Right? And then Ivy Nile comes in and tries to cheer her up. And then, Maxine's like, I don't want to hear it. Just leave me alone. And then Maxine goes away for a little bit. And then we see her going, we see her with vignettes training at the Performance Center, trying to get good again. Good, actually, like really good. Like they have a training montage or some shit. And then she comes back in like a couple of weeks. And then we see her on Raw. And then she comes out and beats the crap out of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Well, mainly Candice. Beats the fuck out of her. And everybody's like, oh, And then she beats her up. And then Candice's like, oh, you still suck. You're nothing to me. I'll whip your ass in a match. After Maxine makes the challenge. And Candice's like, I got nothing to prove, but I'll still beat your ass. And then when it gets to that match, Maxine just runs laps around Candice. Candice's like, what the fuck? You could do something like that. we'll see how WWE plays it off. But heel Candice is good Candice. I mean, you've seen her stuff in PWG. Even when she was face Candice going against the Bucks, she had a mean streak. Holy shit. She beat the fuck out of the Bucks. After, basically, she got fucked up on the Bucks every fucking week. Not every week, that's just every event. And then they had that guerrilla warfare match with Joey Ryan and her against the Bucks, and we all remember what happened with that. I mean, Candice was like she looked like a stuffed pig. Or, I mean, she had period blood on her face after that super kick with the tacks. Like, really ripped her open. And then out of nowhere, she comes back and basically beats the Bucks by herself, even though a little help with Joey Ryan, and they win the tag team belts, and eventually lost. I think they lost it back to the Bucks, or lost to somebody else. But man, Candice was like forget it. She got destroyed. Even when she was in her early days of PWG, before the whole Joey Ryan thing and the Bucks thing, she was with Chris Hero when he was fighting a certain guy named the Human Tornado. And Human Tornado, basically, she was with him for a little bit, and then she somehow turned on him to get with Chris Hero, and Human Tornado used to beat the fuck out of her. Until it got to the point where Candice couldn't take it anymore, and beat the crap out of Human Tornado. Eventually, Chris Hero would win that feud, I believe. I think back and forth with the PWG belt at one point. And it went into CCW, but Candice wasn't there in CCW. But man, Candice has a mean streak. And I want to see more of it. I want to see her just go like Christian-like on her. Like the female version of Christian in WWE. I want to see more of it. Your mother doesn't even like you! How's our mothers doing this evening, Stuff like that. But anyway, the way you get the win after Candice, after Candice, like, ripped Maxine apart, Maxine's like, get out of here, I'm out of here. Walks right into a big boot by Indy. Indy pins her. And then Indy's like, what the fuck? Way it is. That's it. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then Judgment Day, where Finn and Priest, and JD McStupido, because Dom Dom's on his honeymoon, giving that Latino heat to his new wife, and everything. So he's going to be gone for a little bit. So the men come into the general manager's office, ask about, okay, who approved of this ladder match? And then, I think it was Nick Aldis says, Truth was behind it, and freaking Damian Priest just, went off. It's like, oh, you actually listened to him? And then, Truth comes in, and Adam Pearce's like, hey, aren't you supposed to be doing media with The Miz right now? And Truth just comes in, and he's like, oh, that's today? So then, Priest gets all mad. It's like, all this, Pierce made the match. So, we get a match later on with Damian Priest and R-Fool. And, that's pretty much it. And that's it. Alright, so I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we're going to look back at Cody and Seth accepting the Roman and Rock's challenge on SmackDown for WrestleMania Night 1. The whole slap as well. We got that. Alright, then we have Mitchell Cole, in the ring for a sit-down interview with Cody Rhodes. And Cody comes out with a stupid fucking song. No! So, he brings up getting to slap The Rock on SmackDown. Says it felt good. It feels good to slap your boss. Not always. So you slap your boss, you're going to get fired. Anyway. The Rock used to be a wrestler, so he shouldn't be upset about that. That's why he did it. He didn't do it because, Rock's his boss. He did it because he wanted to get the wrestler out of The Rock. Something like that. So Cole then brings up the stipulations for the tag match. Then, smart by Michael Cole, and I like what he did in this segment. Wonders why Seth is so gung-ho to do all this. And he's like, Cody, can you really trust Seth? I mean, you have a long history with him. 3 matches, which you basically won. Can you really trust Seth, who is, still buddy-buddy with Roman? So Cody talks about how people can change. A nice Rocky IV reference. Everybody can change! Anyway, so he goes, it wasn't that long ago, Cole, when you were behind a plexiglass in a Syracuse singlet 13 years ago. And then it's like, oh, let's go look at that. And then we get a clip from October. Well, not that, but we didn't. Then we see a clip from October where Cole asks Cody if Cody winning would be his story. So we get that. Come back to the present day. Cody says the story isn't about the title anymore. It's about himself and the fans. He talks about the blind girl, that went out to see him, and, blah, blah, blah. Then he talks about various fans and relatives who are here from him. Talks about his mom. I think her name is Maria Rubio, who is the only parent left. That's all. He's like, she's the only I got left. I don't have my dad. I don't got nobody. He says, I can't hand the title to my dad, Dusty Rhodes, man, Dream Baby, but he can hand it to his mom. And then Cody says the story isn't about him. Brings up Roman Reigns, calling it the 3rd inning. And now it's like, well, we're in the last inning right now. We're coming near the end of the game. Because at WrestleMania, I'm finishing my story. And then he's going to say, Michael Cole, you will announce that Cody Rhodes has finished the story. And that's pretty much it. So, Cody did have some good points there. We are kind of in the final inning. Roman and Rock are up by like a run, maybe a 2. I don't know, who knows. And then, Cody's the final hope. Maybe his bases loaded, 2 out, down to his last strike. Cody's gonna swing for the fences, trying to hit a home run, and 2006 Mets. That's what's gonna happen. Carlos Beltran just stares at a fucking curveball right down the middle, daddy. Heartbreak City, and Cody Rhodes strikes out. Roman will beat him, and then I think eventually The Rock, somewhere after Mania, Roman gets a little bit jealous of The Rock. Rock then rock bottoms Roman. That leads to Saudi Arabia, where Rock will lose to Roman. Doesn't have to be for the belt. And if it is for the belt, Roman will still win. Do we really want to see The Rock with the belt? And The Rock being the one guy to beat Roman? Come on. And now everybody's saying, oh, we're gonna, it's like 10, 20, 30, 40. You know what happened at 10 with Bret Hart winning the title after, beating Yokozuna after he slipped off the top rope. Bret won the belt. And then at 20, you had Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, let's say, hugging it after Benoit won the belt from HBK and Triple H. You had that. WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan beating Triple H, then going on to beat Batista and Randy Orton for the then unified title. Now it's 40. So everybody's thinking Cody's gonna, it's gonna be another decade of, a storybook ending. Will it be? I say no. I think the Bloodline storyline should keep going. Cody doesn't finish his story. His story ends again at WrestleMania 40. The book closes. The never-ending story is done. Cody just goes into obscurity, stays face for a moment, and then whatever happens, happens. If Seth turns on him, we get Cody Seth 4, where Cody should lose that fourth match. I think Cody should really go on a humongous losing streak. He says, I don't got it no more. The fans start turning on him. Then he's like, oh, fuck you. Then again, he can win, and nobody would care. He can show up on Friday Night SmackDown as the champ. He will get heavily booed. Because when Roman comes out, Roman's going to get humongously cheered. And Roman's like, I want my belt back. I want my rematch. Cody, like an idiot, gives it to him. And then eventually maybe get a payback. Or, well, maybe you'll probably be a payback in France. Cody somehow, someway wins with maybe The Rock turns on Roman there. And then we get Rock Roman in Saudi Arabia. Because you know how that the Blood Prince was like, blood money. We get that. Well, what I would really do with Rock and Roman is hold it off until SummerSlam. Then you can have it for the title, or maybe Roman loses at Night of Champions, or gets cashed in on at SummerSlam. By who? Whoever wins Money in the Bank, which might be Sami Zayn. Might be Chad Gable, who knows? Or, if Cody does lose, if Cody loses at Mania, if he loses to Roman, you can book Cody still wanting to finish his story. He qualifies for Money in the Bank, wins Money in the Bank, then cashes in, maybe at SummerSlam, or he holds it for a while and he teases it in the September, not Bash at Berlin per se. Maybe he cashes in at Survivor Series, which supposedly is going to be in Madison Square Garden. He cashes in, beats Roman, the streak ends, and he wins the belt pretty much in the same building where his dad technically won the belt, but he actually does win the Universal title at Survivor Series. The streak ends. Roman might get a rematch at either, sometime after that, or maybe he cashes in at Crown Jewel, but I think he is better doing it at Survivor Series if it happens in MSG. So, yeah, Cody finally finishes his 2+ year story, beats Roman at Survivor Series in MSG. Roman goes away for a while and comes back. Well, I don't know if he does lose at Survivor Series, he may take off a year. He may not be at Royal Rumble 2025. Or maybe he takes like a month off, comes back as number 30 in the Royal Rumble, wins the Royal Rumble to redo this thing again, if Cody's still a champ by then. Or maybe Roman goes after somebody else, maybe he goes after the World Heavyweight Champion, whether it be Punk, would it be Drew McIntyre, would it be somebody else? So, Roman can lose his streak at Survivor Series, which I think could happen, and then get the World Heavyweight title, and hold that for like 5 years. But it won't be cumulative when he, with the date, all the days and everything, it won't be cumulative. It'll be cumulative, he would maybe beat Bruno's record cumulatively, but not straight up. I still think, if you want to do that, then I think Roman's final number should be, I say, 1,500 and something, or I'd go as far as say 1,700 and change. I don't think he's going to get close to Bob Backlund territory. I just don't think. I just have Bruno with the never-ending streak that never will be broken, and then have Bob Backlund at number 2, Roman number 3, Hogan number 4, and that's pretty much it. Your top 3 will be Roman, Backlund, and Bruno. As much as I would love to have Roman be the guy to finally break that record, I don't see anybody ever breaking Bruno Sammartino's record. I don't care who it is. Whether it be in our lifetime or our children's lifetime when we all pass away. Whether it be 50 years from now, who knows? But I just don't think Roman is going to lose at Mania. And if he doesn't, then I know almost know for a fact, don't quote me on it, but I have a feeling that Roman is going to lose at Mania, at either Mania 41 or at the Survivor Series, possibly the Cody Rhodes if he wins Money in the Bank. But then again, people saying Sami Zayn's going to win Money in the Bank. But is he going to beat Roman? Or Cody? Or Drew? Or whoever is the champions by then? But if I was booking this whole thing, I would have Roman lose at Survivor Series. Let him beat Hogan's record. I mean, then you can have a meeting with Roman. Like, you really want to go beat Bob Backlund's record, or you just want to, just tell me when you want it to end. If he says never, then you keep going. But then you gotta add storylines to how it's gonna work. Roman has said he wants to take some time off. So, if he does lose, then he's definitely taking a lot of time off and coming. I would say he comes back at SummerSlam, maybe to get back the belt. Maybe he wins, maybe he loses, but if he does lose, he had a hell of a run. He loses to Cody. Am I mad? Technically, I will be mad. I'll be pissed. But I gotta go on. I'm not gonna be like, oh fuck, this sucks. Go 5 months like, oh, I'll say they made it wrong. See how the ratings are? I'll be like, I told you, the ratings will suck with Cody as champ. And it's like, oh, I should have stayed with Roman. Drew's gonna win the World Heavyweight title. Raw's ratings will probably still stink. But at least it's better than Seth Rollins on Raw, and the ratings like 1.5 to 1.8. Even Rowan now, minus The Rock on the show, Rowan by himself gets at least 2.1 to 2.5 with Roman as champ. That's what SmackDown's ratings have been on Fox. I know it's Fox, but I think when they go to USA, if Roman is still the champ, by the time they go to USA in October, those ratings might go down to a 1.7 because it's the USA Network. I mean, Raw will be on Netflix, getting basically I don't even know if there is a rating system for Netflix. I just think going to Netflix is retarded. But because the only WWE program we're going to see on TV is NXT on the CW and SmackDown on Friday night on the USA Network. That's it. And then all the other program we're going to have is Dynamite on Wednesday, Rampage on Friday, which is usual, it's usual Friday night, and then Collision on various Saturdays. If I was Tony Khan, I would think about maybe going to Mondays with Dynamite. But then again, with baseball, TBS, with basketball and hockey and shit like that, I would maybe change either Rampage or Collision to like a Monday night, or just keep it the same. That's just me. But we get that. Alright, so Cody cries like a bitch. People love it. And we'll see what happens on SmackDown this Friday night, what The Rock and Roman's rebuttal will be. And I'll tell you right now, Rock is probably writing down notes on his hand. Well, he's gonna have a field day. Cody, crybaby! Oh, you're such a crybaby! Go cry to your mama! I hope he brings up Brandy. I really hope he rips into Brandy. That would be epic. Say, you hide behind your woman. Blah, 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 blah. But Rock is gonna go savage again on Friday Night SmackDown. I can't wait for it. Alright, we get that. Alright, then we get Ricochet ready for the Intercontinental title gauntlet match. He's ready to get the Intercontinental title back at WrestleMania after winning the gauntlet, if you win it. Then we hear from JD McStupido, ready to win the gauntlet, because he's one win away. You think he's gonna win? No. Then I mentioned Becky and Liv getting attacked by Nia Jax after that. Get that. Alright, then we go to the Kabuki Warriors. 2/3 of my hot Asian wives, Kairi Sane and Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka except my dick! So they come out looking great as always. And 2 more hotties come out. Io, the SmackDown Women's Champion, and the lassie from New Zealand, Dakota Kai. All looking amazing, as always. They take on Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, who won the number 1 contenders match last week. So we got that. It was a pretty decent match. Dakota Kai does get involved at the end, and Shayna Baszler just stares her. And then looked like Shayna and Zoe were about to win the match, because Shayna Baszler beat the living crap out of Kairi. Knees Kairi in the face, and Kairi looked like she was knocked out, but thankfully her sister Asuka, her older sister Asuka, because Asuka's 42, Kairi and Io are in their younger 30s. But anyway, Asuka makes a save, and then Shayna locks in the Kira for the clutch, has Kairi in trouble, but then Dakota Kai gets on the apron, and Shayna had to break the hold, go after her, and then Kairi and Asuka beat her up. I don't know, Zoe was somewhere, but anyway, Kairi and Asuka get the win after the assisted insane elbow on Shayna Baszler. 1, 2, 3. The Kabuki Warriors get the win and retain the tag team belts. And, well, we'll see what happens with them at Mania. I still think they're going to face off against either Bianca and Naomi or Bianca and Jade Cargill and lose the belts, which sucks, because that makes Asuka 0-7 at Mania. No. Not good. I know the Black Lotus Triad's going to have a bad night. Io's going to lose the belt to Bayley. But I know there's going to be a lot of interference in that match with Asuka, Kairi, and Io. And then I would assume that match is probably on night 1, maybe on night 2. Or maybe it's on night 1, and, whoever helps Bayley out, they would team up to face Kairi and Asuka, and they would get the belts. Probably, like I said, well, Bianca's kind of sort of leaning towards being a heel, so I don't think her and Jade would work, unless I doubt you put Jade as a heel. Jade looks like she's going to stole off his face, but, we'll see. Or maybe you have Jade and Naomi as a tag team, which kind of looks weird, but I just feel Asuka and Kairi are going to lose at Mania. I don't know. But or maybe they don't have a match at Mania, which will suck, because WrestleMania, you're not gonna have the Kairi and Asuka defend the belts unless you're gonna do it like on a Raw or SmackDown before then, which kind of sucks. Devalues the title, but still. But anyway, I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. Asuka and Kairi are your winners, and that's it. Alright, then we go to the Judgment Day clubhouse, where we see the Judgment Day coming in. They're talking about what just happened with R-Truth and everything, the whole ladder match. So they're talking, and then Andrade comes in, I guess looking for Dom Dom, and freaking Mommy Rhea Ripley's like looking up and down. Andrade's like, "Oh, Andrade, how you doing?" She wants that Latino heat. She wants more Latino heat. I mean, she doesn't get enough from Dom. I mean, come on. Anyway, so Rhea talks to Andrade. He wants to talk some business, and then she basically tells Andrade, says, "Well, Dom Dom's not here right now, but when he comes back, we can talk some business." So Andrade's like, "Well, that works for me, mommy." So he leaves, and then Damien wants to worry about the ladder match, and then in between that, we hear them going, "Yeah, I think Andrade's a good guy. Dom might be right. Andrade's a good guy." I'm interested. We'll see what happens with that. But I think Andrade would be a good fit for the Judgment Day. But where do you put him now? Do you kick one of them out? Looks like they might kick out Finn Balor, and he goes to NXT to be with his good buddies Gallows and Anderson, and maybe Tama Tonga. They kind of reformed this little club, which was the original part of the original Bullet Club. They could do that, and Andrade could be not the leader per se, but he could take Finn's spot. Or they kick out JD McDumbass, and Andrade takes his place. But, you get rid of a jobber to bring in Andrade. Yeah, I can see that. But then you take Finn out, who's a main eventer, and then you devalue him and bring him down to NXT to be with his boys, And then have the Bullet Club and then the NXT version of the Bullet Club down there. They can't call it the Bullet Club, obviously. But, yeah, well, I guess you have to call it the Club 2.0. Or the OC 2.0? I guess you can call them the OC 2.0. You have Gallows, Anderson, Tama Tonga, Finn, and then maybe you add, if you want to add a female, do you bring Mia Yim back down after basically sucking ass on the main roster? Do you bring her back and put her in the group? Or does she just stay in catering on the main roster? Or do you use somebody else, somebody from NXT to be in the group? I would just keep it as a 4-man stable. I wouldn't even touch women being in there. I mean, it's not like Mio Abe or even Pieter, but still. Or Amber O'Neal, who's in WOW, not that WOW, but Women of Wrestling, we see on Channel 55 on Saturday nights. You could have a Bullet Babe, but who can you get from NXT? Don't say Ariana Grace. That would be... Get somebody actually... I'm not nothing bad about Ariana Grace. She's Stack's girlfriend. Lucky bastard. I bet you he had a long talk with Santino. And we got all that. And that's it. So we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, Andrade might by after, either before or after WrestleMania, will be joining the Judgment Day, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, there we get Shinsuke Nakamura and Bronson Reed ready for the Gauntlet match. We'll get those promos. Then we go to Damian Priest and R-Fool, which was kind of an 8-minute bore fest. DIY comes out. Johnny Gargano and the Psycho Killer. Mr. Tommaso Ciampa, they come out, they cheer him on. They eventually try to get involved in the match. But then Finn and JD McStupido get involved. They have a big humongous brawl. Truth does the whole Cena crap.
Fine knuckle shuffle. Fine knuckle shuffle.
You can't see me. Then he hits the AA and locks in the STF. But like I said, Judgment Day comes out to brawl with DIY. Truth then hits a very kind of sloppy, flippy dippity doo. Gets in the ring after, DIY's like, get in the ring! Take him out! He gets in the ring, walks into a big time clothesline by Priest, picks him up, hits South of Heaven. Good night, Mr. R-Truth. 8-minute match. Match stunk. And I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, the Judgment Day just basically beat up DIY and R-Truth. And leave them laying. And that's pretty much it. And we move on. Alright, then we have Jay Uso. Yeet! Pat McAfee, doing the stupid thing because he's a mark. So he's in the ring for a chat about his good buddy, his brother Jimmy Uso. And then we get the whole yeet, what stuff. So Jay came here for a fresh start. But Jimmy and the Bloodline won't let him go. Yeet! So he throws out the challenge for WrestleMania, brother versus brother, twin versus twin. And he wants Jimmy to accept so he can lay the beating on his ass. Yeet! That's pretty much it. So we'll see what happens with Jimmy on SmackDown if he accepts the challenge, which I know he will. So we'll get that. We'll move on. Alright, then we get a video on Walter's historic 640, as of this video, 640 one-day reign as Intercontinental Champion. Then he talks to Jackie Redmond, talks about how much he has elevated the title. You think he has? Yeah, he does. Now he wants to face the best at WrestleMania, but it takes a lot to be in his position. And he starts laughing. He says, to all the members of the Gauntlet, good luck. And that's pretty much it. And we get that. Alright, then we hear from Michael Cole about Muhammad Ali getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Much deserved. And that's it. Then we go to your main event, 6-man gauntlet match to see who faces Walter at Mania. Alright, so we got Ricochet, JD McStupido, Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, and Chad Gable. Actually, it was a 5-man, I thought it was a 6-man. No, it's a 5-man, I was right. Alright, so a fatal 5-way, basically, about a gauntlet-style match. Ricochet and, is at number 1, JD McStupido at number 2. Eventually, pretty good opening, very good opener there. Ricochet gets the win after a shooting star press to eliminate, JD McStupido in about 12 minutes. We get that. After that, Bronson Reed comes in, beats the crap out of Ricochet, hits the Tsunami on Ricochet to eliminate him, almost 3 minutes later. And then Sami Zayn comes out at number 4, and somehow Sami reverses a Samoan drop into a Bronson goes for a Super Samoan drop. Sami reverses into a sunset flip bomb. 1, 2, 3. He pins Bronson Reed, but he pays for it after. Bronson goes up, hits the Tsunami as Shinsuke Nakamura came out. That was 6-man. I was right the first time. Sorry about that. I read my notes wrong. So Shinsuke comes out, and basically Bronson kind of goes berserk, hits a Tsunami, and basically leaves Sami basically for dead. But Sami is fine enough and to fight Shinsuke. Hits a Blue Thunder Bomb, as always, for 2, because he's only won it twice, for a pinfall. Shinsuke kicks him in the head, and then in the back of the head, goes for a middle rope knee, and missed that. And that led to Sami hitting a very quick hell of a kick. 1, 2, 3. So that eliminates Shinsuke Nakamura from the match. So Sami now has to fight the last match, man in the gauntlet, a fresh Chad Gable. Thank you. Sheesh. Thank you. We get that. And the end of the match was great. Lots of near falls. Gable hits Chaos Theory, locks in the ankle lock. Sami barely could stand at points where he reversed it, but he hits like a limping version of the hell of a kick. Then we get a delayed near fall. Gable reverses to a roll up for a near fall. Then they slug away and hits that bridging German suplex for a near fall, and Gable's mouth and lip is busted open, so I see a little bit of blood, motherfuckers. We get that. Then he locks in the ankle lock, I think like a third or fourth time. Sami then reverses into a forward roll cradle. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn gets the win. And Chad Gable's story pretty much goes up in smoke. And match lasted almost 41 and a half minutes, basically to the end of the show. They almost did go for an overrun because after Sami won, he hugs Chad Gable, who is pissed, obviously so. So I think we're going to see a heel version of Chad Gable coming up. But match was pretty damn good. Gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. We get that. And then Walter comes out and basically stares down Sami Zayn. And that ends the show. The show goes to black. I was waiting for Chad Gable to knock Sami out, but we didn't get that. So, in any case, at WrestleMania, for the Intercontinental title, we got Sami Zayn. If he can heal up his ankle in the next 3 weeks, I think he could. Takes on Walter, who will be getting close to 700 days as champ. So, I was hoping they'd go with Gable to win, as I think he had a great chance to beat Walter and win the belt, and then hold it for a couple months maybe. But they're going with with Sami Zayn's story. It's like, I have a path to WrestleMania. Now I'm going to WrestleMania, and now I have to finish the job. And will he? I say no. I think Walter's going to retain, go 2 years as champ, and I don't know if Gable does beat him at this point. But, I mean, we'll see. But if Sami does win, I don't think he's going to have a long reign with the championship. I don't know who he loses to. But we'll see what happens with that. And we will move on from there. Alright guys, that is it. Thanks for watching my video. Check out my last 2 videos. All the links will be down below in the description box. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I gotta go because I gotta take a quick nap. It's, late. And I gotta take a quick nap. I gotta get up. Take a quick shower. I gotta get dressed to go to boring as fuck jury duty. And probably be out all fucking day unless I get extremely lucky. And I'm out pretty much by 1 o'clock. But then again, who knows? But we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I get my money anyway, so either way, I get money tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Well, I get the check tomorrow. I gotta put it in the bank probably Wednesday by this weekend. And that's that. At least it goes towards some of my bills I gotta pay at the end of the month. So that's nice. Extra little cash. We got that. And we'll see what happens with that. And if anything does happen tomorrow, I might discuss it when I get home, depending when I get home. If I come home early, then I'll do it early. But if I do get out like after between 4 and close to 5, I probably won't be home until about 6:30. I might do a quick video about something that happened during the day. And we'll see what happens with that. But I will definitely be doing my NXT review tomorrow night after NXT goes off the air, or an hour or two after NXT goes off the air on my Peter fucking Joseph channel. So stay tuned for that. And then we're pretty much back on a normal schedule. We got Dynamite on Wednesday night, Thursday, Ring of Honor, and possibly TNA. Friday night, SmackDown and Rampage. Saturday, Collision. And that's pretty much it. We're going into St. Patrick's Day weekend. And then we're 2 weeks away from Easter. And baseball coming up. Next week is pretty much the full week of spring training baseball. Because the final day, I believe, is March the 25th. Because all the teams have to travel unless they're... Well, most of them are going to be traveling anyway. The Mets will be packing up from Florida, going back to New York. And they will start Thursday afternoon at home in Citi Field against the Milwaukee Brewers in that 4-game series. And then I think they got the Miami Marlins after that. I don't have... can I get the schedule before we pack it in? I know it's getting late and I really have to go to bed. Last night I came home from Sunday dinner and wanted to do that Metal God video about the Hall of Fame, but I was just not feeling well, and I threw up, and then I would lay down on the couch a little bit just to try to clear my head and feel a little bit better, and then maybe do the video. But I just zonked out, and I didn't get up to 3:30 yesterday morning. I stayed up all the way to 9 o'clock this morning. Then I had to go to work. I had to get dressed. I had to leave, and I had to go to work. And then I came back. I didn't get back till 3 o'clock. Actually, I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go to physical therapy, but I ran a little bit late at work, so I had to cancel that appointment. So then I just came home and I went right to. I had to go to see my therapist. So I did that. I didn't get officially home until 5:15 after that, and then had my lunch, and then rested for a little bit. Did the videos that I just put up earlier in the evening, and then I watched Raw, and then that's pretty much it. Now I had my sensible dinner. I'm going to bed, so that's pretty much it. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. 7 out of 10 stars for Raw. That was a pretty solid show. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And that's all I got to say about that. Check out my other two videos in the description box. And that's it. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm going to sleep. And I got to do my civic duty tomorrow. Well, later on this coming morning. So, at least I get a day off. And I get double pay. Ha! And, it is what it is. So, not going to enjoy tomorrow much, but at least, like I said, I get double pay at the end of the week. I get my money from jury duty, and then I get my actual paycheck. So, that's nice. That's nice. So, that's pretty much it. So, thank you all for watching. 7 out of 10 stars for Raw. Let me know what you guys think down below. And that's it. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard with your fucking cookout. And if you're not down with that, well, off is the direction you can fuck. And, yeah, you can pretty much do that, because you're a bunch of fucking shitheads and dumb fucks. And if you're not down with all that, that's just too goddamn bad, because I and a whole bunch of other people, and there's a lot of people, that are way better than you, and you know it. We all got 3 of the greatest words in the history of this sport on this website and in real life. And that is, my friends, fuck you, man! Adios, until next time.